Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for NBC 16 at 5. I'm Alan Matthews. NBC 16 will continue to practice social distancing, so you'll see our anchors and meteorologists working different shifts and locations in order to stay safe. We now turn to our top story as coronavirus cases are over 600 now, including 16 deaths in the state of Oregon. To break those numbers down from the Oregon Health Authority, the majority of cases are still in Washington, Marion, and Multnomah counties, each with over 100 cases. In our region, Linn County has 36 cases, including 2 deaths now. Deschutes added 2 cases to bring their total to 25. Here in Lane County, we have 12 cases, including 1 death. Benton County added a case and now has 9 cases. Douglas County added 3 more cases. They are now at 8 cases. So far, there are no cases in Coos County. Well, as we just mentioned, Douglas County health officials announcing 3 new positive cases, bringing their total to 8. 7 of those have come within the last week. There are currently 240 negative tests, 3 hospitalizations, and no deaths or recoveries. Health officials say not all of these cases are related.
So when we have looked at the cases in Douglas County, they come from communities across Douglas County, so they don't come from the same site. So our previous advice to assume that everybody has it seems to be correct.
Douglas County has been conducting drive-through tests over the last few weeks. Denenhofer says the positive cases have been spread out evenly between the drive-through tests and hospital testing. Meanwhile, Lane County spokesperson Jason Davis says public health believes that Lane County is getting its fair share of tests. Lane County does not have any testing labs and does not provide tests at this time. Because testing is so limited, Davis says tests are only given after evaluation by a provider. Davis says that lack of tests nationwide really comes down to a lack of necessary materials.
What we are trying really hard to do is to be an advocate for our community, to push state and federal officials to make more testing available. One of the greatest impediments to testing right now is the chemicals needed to process the test. So we need a greater supply of these chemicals.
Davis says guidelines for determining who gets tested takes several factors into account. High-risk groups and people in high-risk fields may get tested more frequently. And as a reminder, Lane County Public Health does have a non-emergency call center available to answer any questions. That number is 541-682-1380. The call center is open daily from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Oregon is the 18th state to get more federal help in fighting the coronavirus pandemic as President Trump approved a major disaster declaration for the state. Federal aid is now available for the state, tribes, and local recovery efforts for areas hit hard by the pandemic. That funding is also eligible for local governments and certain private nonprofit organizations. Governor Kate Brown responded, calling it an important first step. She says, quote, "This is an unprecedented public health crisis that demands a coordinated national response. I will continue to work with the White House and Oregon's congressional delegation to fight for access to every tool available to keep Oregonians safe."
Kind of a soggy day all across Western Oregon yet again, but this is a sight that we desperately like to see. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of those numbers all across our area as some rain has been able to gather up into the rain gauge. A couple of tenths to close to a ½ inch out towards the Coos Bay area. Corvallis at about 37/10 of an inch and about 31/10 out towards Newport. But radar and satellite over the past several hours still holding tight to those sporadic rain showers, snow going through the Cascades, and that's where the National Weather Service has not only winter weather advisories, but winter storm warnings for far eastern sections of Douglas County. We're talking several feet of snow is possible, but the rain showers continue to fall over our area on this Monday evening. That will hold tight for tonight. Temperatures fall back into the 40s. Tomorrow, still rainy showers, but not going to be as widespread or consistent as what we've seen today. But I'll let you know this detailed timeline of how long they stick around in my full forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. Well, Oregon is temporarily temporarily allowing drivers to pump their own gas at any gas station in the state. This is an effort to comply with social distancing guidelines to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The authorization went into effect on Saturday and is optional. Lobbyists from the Oregon Fuels Association say people touching the gas pump is no different than touching a shopping cart or the buttons of an ATM. People are encouraged to wear gloves if they feel the need and wash their hands often.
We basically repurposed gas attendants, so they're now cleaning equipment so that the gas attendant can maintain that social distance. When you're pumping someone's gas, it's virtually impossible to maintain the required 6 feet of distance between someone when you're required to have hand-to-hand, face-to-face contact with them.
Coming up tonight at 5:30, more details at the pump and when this temporary authorization will come to an end. Governor Kate Brown's stay-at-home order states that grocery, health care, medical, or pharmacy service will not be shut down, but specific businesses are listed as prohibited from operating by the order. Examples include hair salons, tattoo parlors, movie theaters, and nearly every type of retail store. But there are some services not listed as essential, but are not forced to close as long as they comply with social distancing. Some examples including auto and bike repair shops. So while we practice social distancing, you can still ensure that your mode of transportation is secure.
We're actually keeping quite a few people who aren't using public transportation or can't anymore, keeping their bikes running so they can still get to their essential service jobs.
Land Speed's fixed bike shop staff say that they've increased sanitation efforts and now only allow one customer in the shop at a time. The stay-at-home order states that any business other than ones listed as essential can be shut down if they are found to not be following social distancing. Coos Bay Police Department is reminding business owners and others to be aware of a growing problem with theft. While they tend to see an uptick in theft and burglary in the spring, Deputy Chief Chris Chapinar says that he thinks some of this increase has to do with the coronavirus. He doesn't want people to be fearful, but says businesses may not notice they've been victimized if they are away for an extended time.
If your business is going to be completely closed and you are vacating it for a period of time, it would be recommended to remove valuables from the window.
Chapinar also says it's a good idea to make sure your contact information is up to date with your alarm companies. These reminders aren't just for businesses. They apply to everyone when it comes to locking cars and homes and removing enticing valuables from windows. The Roseburg School District has donated 2,000 medical-grade face masks for frontline workers currently testing and treating the coronavirus. Buying personal protective equipment is a regular practice for the district. It's a way to protect themselves from the flu and other sickness. The district decided to donate a large portion of its mask supply to help the ongoing shortage.
So we did have and do have personal protective equipment that was in a location not being used, and we know there was a need. There continues to be a need, and so we reached out to the Mercy Foundation to see if they would be open to a donation.
Corton says it's a way for the district to help out the community. Schools in the district are closed until April 28th. LTD buses are on Sunday schedules during the week, and that starts today. Monday through Friday, buses will run from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Saturday buses will run on a similar schedule, but there will be no bus service on Sunday. These restrictions are, however, met with expanded hours for core routes. That includes MX, 11, 13, 24, and more. To get a full list of the routes affected, go to our website at NBC16.com. Well, we're now taking a look earlier today at the University of Oregon, and as you can see, a very rainy day and campus looking very empty. Spring break was last week. Students are now taking online classes. This after Governor Kate Brown ordered school closures earlier this month.